We have a life worth living. You have one life, and it is a life worth living. But when things are hard, it's easy to forget that because you know what? We're just worn out. I mean, we are worn out. We are tired. And all of a sudden, it just hits us one day. I mean, have you ever had this thought? Have you ever said, I just need a break from being me? I have said that. I just need a break from being me. And it's usually when I'm tired. Because all of a sudden, my life starts living me instead of me living my life. It's like I'm just going through the motions, like almost like a zombie. It makes me wonder, is that why the zombie movies, is that why they're so popular these days? Because no, seriously, I really believe that it's a physical picture of a spiritual truth right now. And a perfect example of that is a guy that Jesus and the disciples came across. He was overcome by multiple demons. He was literally walking around like a zombie. He wandered in tombs and he would cry out in anguish all day and all night. It says that he would cut himself with stones. And the people had tried to control him, so they had like chained him, but he just broke the chains. So picture it. He's freely roaming, but he's in bondage and pain. You know what I wonder? I wonder, what was this guy's life like before the unexpected hardship hit him? What was it like? I mean, did he have a family? Did he have a job? It says the place that he lived, there was a significant pagan impact. All that means is it was just the worst of the world. Is that what happened? Did it just cave in on him one day? See, we don't know what he was like before, but we do know when it happened, when it changed, was when he had one encounter with Jesus. One encounter with Jesus. And the man was set free. It says that the people saw him after he had been set free. They saw him afterwards and they didn't recognize him. He had changed. He was dressed. He was in his right mind. And do you know what their response was? They were afraid of him. What a paradox. When the man was in bondage and pain, they said, oh yeah, that's normal for him. But when he was set free, when he started to live an abnormal life, they pushed back. How sad for that man. Don't you know he was just looking for somebody to give him a hug and celebrate him? But they pushed back. The world will not celebrate what they don't understand. And so when you and I are walking an abnormal life, we need to be prepared. The world will not celebrate it. But I tell you what, we can find purpose in it. That's exactly what this man did. Look what it says in Mark chapter 5. After he had been set free, Jesus says this to him, now go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him. One encounter with Jesus and his whole life changed. One encounter with Jesus and a lifetime of bondage, he was set free. You are here today and you are having an encounter with Jesus. I wonder if this is the one encounter where you will be set free. See, the power that sets us free from our past, that's the same power that pushes us forward into our future. And it's available to you and to me. I think we may be a little bit more like this man than we realize. I think that we too can be roaming around free, but we're still in bondage and pain to shame and regret and things in our past. But Jesus came to set us free. And a free life is a life filled with purpose. See, you were fearfully and wonderfully made. You were created with a purpose in mind. It says in Acts chapter 17 that God knew exactly where you would be and where you would live. Why? Because he has a purpose for you. In Ephesians 2:10, it says that we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which he prepared in advance for us to do. Listen, his good works are not boring. His good works are exciting, and they're the greatest thrill of our life if we just don't give up. I mean, think about it. What might you miss if you gave up now? Job persevered, And the Lord finally brought about restoration for his life. If you persevere, if I persevere, what might the Lord bring about in our lives, in our children, in our church? But maybe you're thinking that this isn't you. Maybe you're thinking that you have no purpose because you made a choice in your life in your past and it's disqualified you. Maybe you feel like you've already given up. Can we just remember Peter together? I mean, Peter, he was walking on water with Jesus. And then one day Peter made a really bad choice. He denied Jesus. And he found himself in an unexpected bad place. When Jesus was being crucified, Peter gave up. And he went back to his life of fishing. No purpose, going through the motions. But Jesus, he came and found him. He restored him, and he gave him a second chance of life. And do you know what Peter did with that second chance? He grabbed a hold of that thing and he said, I am going to live it to the full. I am going to live the life of adventure. And because Peter didn't give up, we have the gospel here today. Here's what I'm trying to say. Failure does not define you. Our failure, it's an open door for God's faithfulness, and he walks through it every time, and it is abnormally beautiful. So don't give up. Don't give up on Jesus, because he hasn't given up on you. Let me wrap this up by saying this. We are all going to come across unexpected, hard circumstances in life that are going to make us want to give up. But James says, don't do it. There's a better way. Jesus didn't give up. The Pharisees were fighting him. The disciples were abandoning him. The family was questioning him. He didn't give up. Instead, he received and released grace and poured it out on the lives of other people.